taste.
Good boy, Nacho.
We left the lake. It was the last day at Lake Acatenango.
It was sad.
Said goodbye to Nacho.
Oh God, Josh
Josh asked Mario. He needs a hat.
Not just a hat, a fedora.
Fedora.
And his head was so small that he ended up having to get a child-sized one. So embarrassing.
I think we'd be remiss not to at least throw one Vacation Stanley reference in this video. You know, who wore it better? A lot of people are still debating that.
Laugh it up, Albert. I'm in Florida for a month without my family. I'm gonna enjoy this.
He got his hat.
Too complicated. It's not the same anymore. You're through.
We hit the road with Mario, and that
Then we get your sandwich.
got the best sandwich I've ever had in my life. Like, and I just ate dinner, and I'm still thinking of how good it is. Just a steak sandwich, you know? Pretty simple, but...
Then what?
Whoa, and the dessert, too.
It was like a
I don't even know what it was, because
cobbler.
poor Mario
essentially.
kept asking the waiter to explain what it was, and all the waiter would keep saying is, Conalago, Conalago.
It was ice cream.
And I was like, guys, I don't really know. He just keeps saying it has ice cream.
It was like a cobbler.
It was like, yeah, like a mixed berry cobbler.
It
I've
wasn't
been,
mixed berries.
It had a lot of
like peaches and stuff in it.
And cranberries and blueberries. It was not peach cobbler.
We didn't say peach. It's just that it wasn't mixed berry.
There were. So we get into Antigua, but first things first, we got to go to the safety briefing for tomorrow's big hike. After that, Josh's highlight of the trip, date night. Josh met a nice young woman on Tinder.
Are you 90? So he showed up with this girl who I ended up loving. She was a teacher, and she made fun of Josh a lot, which was really funny. So she was good people. I made sure Josh knew, you are not bringing this girl back to the room. And then all of a sudden, they're outside of our room. And luckily they just made out hard for a while, but he didn't bring her into the room. But I was a little nervous. They didn't end up, it fizzled out, unfortunately for Josh. She was cool.
Wasn't meant to be, but
Too many reasons to keep an ear at the door for me. Will you come back again? I only need a friend. When it's all said and done, will you need me to?
next day, Acatenango, what we've been waiting for, what all the hype had been building up to, the big hike. This hike, man, it was it was a journey before we even got there. You know, we had hesitated even signing up for it just based on reading everything about it, just the intensity. I think Steph even more so is kind of unsure about it.
We watched videos ahead of time of people that had gone on the hike trying to determine like, are we going to do it or are we not going to do it? And the first few videos that we watched were people that were like freaking out and crying and talking about how hard it was, and they were saying it was like the scariest experience of their life. We were definitely nervous. There were a lot of warnings about the kind of health that you needed to be in and how difficult it was, and so all of us were pretty nervous.
Yeah.
If we were going to be able to handle it and how difficult it was going to be.
I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I wanted to try, but I was kind of freaking out too that like I'm not in very great shape. I mean,
I was having anxiety about it before we even left for the trip. I had to talk about it at therapy. So day one,
day one
of Acatenango, we hike up.
Get our hiking sticks first, of course. I don't know how long the hike up was. Maybe
hours.
Yeah, hours. It wasn't minutes. 6-7 hours probably at the base camp.
Yeah, at least.
White kids don't dance, they just follow commands. Put your right foot in, leave your heart in your hand, and spin like the record I was making for you. You promised this forever, now I'm spinning alone. It's true.
I think we need to address it.
After like an hour, we stopped to get coffee, and there were all these homeless dogs, and
Trail dogs.
I fed them like all of my snacks. And this one dog who we named Maria because she liked the Maria crackers, she joined our group and she became my best friend. She still is my best friend.
I think she's kind of more my best friend, honestly. I mean, it's important to emphasize that this is probably the greatest dog ever. I think it's probably fair to say. You know, maybe not like Linus level, you know, but pretty
Close
amazing
second.
dog. Like, but so much so that we were legitimately thinking of taking her back to America with us. Just a great dog. So we pick up a dog along the way, Maria, and we keep trekking up the hill. The volcano.
Big booty's out there, just knowing you don't care about his life in solitude. He's dancing with the lonely, he chooses you only. He rocks from side to side, and your life changed straight out of the blue. The clouds in your mind just passing through. Imagine those when you set free, go tear down the beaches of Chinchilla. Big booty's out there, just knowing you don't care about his life in solitude. He's dancing with the lonely, he chooses you only. He rocks from side to side. Stay if you want to, leave if you have to. I want to see the dark. Stay if you want.
So at 6-7, so we get to base camp.
And left about an hour later to go to Fuego, the ridge between Fuego and Acatenango.
You hike up Acatenango to base camp, but the ridge is, you go down. So you go from base camp down before you then go up onto this Fuego, the active volcano. So that's kind of messed with you a little bit. You're already exhausted, then you go downhill and you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden, oh, we gotta start climbing up
Steep
another
uphill.
volcano.
I can't remember when I felt this lost.
turn trying to carry this cross. Why'd I have to go and get blessed with a curse? I'm chasing death or glory, whichever comes first. One for the money, four on the floor. You were born last week with your foot in the door. I heard truth is what songs are for. Nobody gives a damn about songs anymore.
When we started going up the steep uphill, a storm had blown in, so there's like lightning in the clouds, and we're kind of in the clouds at this point, and it's freezing and it's windy, and Maria is shaking, and all I can think about is poor Maria and how I need to protect her.
Maria did not leave our dang side that entire time. No matter how dicey things got, she summited the freaking volcano with her. Well, I guess we didn't summit that volcano, but
She stayed.
every single place we went, she was there. How you guys feeling?
I got a cookie, I'm good.
Maria, how you doing?
We couldn't stand on the ridge because it was so windy and cloudy, so we had to go down on the side of the ridge a little bit to get out of the wind. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting, and it had been like 45 minutes, and the whole point is that you're on the ridge and it gets dark enough out that you see Volcan Fuego erupt and you get to see the actual lava. And so it was so cloudy and so stormy that we didn't think that we'd get a clear enough view of the eruption. So we're waiting, then all of a sudden our guide says, like, I think it's gonna clear up, so we all run back up the side of the ridge and we stand up. Nick's on his stomach because he's scared he's gonna blow up and die.
I was being the little
You were
girl.
freaking out. It was so funny. But anyway, so all of a sudden the clouds cleared just in time for Volcan Fuego to erupt, and as you can see from the footage, it was insane. It was the coolest experience. Nick freaks out.
Whoa! Holy shit! Oh! Oh! Whoa! Holy shit! Oh! Oh!
I'm not full of shit.
I freaked out because I was so excited for this. I've always been fascinated with volcanoes.
Terrified of them, clearly.
Ever since Joe Barr brought me back that book about Pompeii when he went on his work trip.
Cute.
They are amazing. And as we were on that mountain with the wind freaking howling, thinking I was going to die, scared half to death because apparently I'm really scared of heights, scared of mountains, I embraced it. I could have died up there. That would have been okay. It would have, in that moment, I would have been content with that. Like, I would have let the lava consume me and thought, I've lived my life.
Eye roll.
But, man, then that cleared.
So it cleared, it erupted, and then right away our guide was like, okay, we need to go.
and showing me the way up from here to the fire escape. I was caught, stuck, standing in the flames again. Who the hell would you be telling? Everybody knows my secret well. It's a long look, stranded in the maze again. And it's a long way back to California, and I ain't got time to cover my tracks. How the hell do I return to normal if I'm always ending up flat on my back? Well, these are the golden years. Thought I'd never find them, just watch them disappear into the echoes of all the older lovers that still whisper my name around here. And it's one more time to be sure the rain ain't coming around here no more. Took me 8 years to figure out what to do. And it's the stones.
It's okay. How we doing? How we doing, guys?
How's my hair look?
Looking great. You know, how long have we all known each other? This is the first night the three of us are spending the night at 10.
Take it to the next level.
Okay, well, how's the hike? Steph, you look so freaking good right now. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill
I think-
you if you bring that game up.
Alright, well, good night from
You don't want to do any interviews?
Acatenango. No.
Santa Cruz! Santa Cruz! Nacho! Santa Cruz!
Nacho! What's up? What's up? Mario!
That's good!
Hey, Mario. Get up. Here we go.
It's a long way back to California, and I ain't got time to cover my tracks.
So then in the morning, we had initially only signed up to do that. So then we were going to sleep in the morning and then just go back down. But there was the option to do the double whammy, which is to go from base camp in the morning and summit Acatenango, the volcano we had started on. And somehow Steph and I got convinced into doing that because everyone else was doing it.
We got peer pressured hard.
We did.
And it is a beautiful view, but I still I've never been so miserable in my entire life. I've never been so freaking tired and sore in my entire life.
Like physically tired and just wanting to go to bed so
And
early.
I couldn't find Maria at one point. It was a disaster.
Maybe in time this confusion will fade.
back down. The hike down was really fun because you could kind of just like jump on these.
You kind of ski down, ski
Kinda.
through some gravel.
I'll have to show the footage.
I'm sorry, mama, but I've been drinking again. Me and the old man got us a head start on the weekends. And rest assured tonight I'm gonna be in Kevin's basement with all my friends. Provided we can get a lazy asses down to Bottle King by 10. When the walk home is gonna be a real shit show. I'll be picking up half-smoked cigarette butts all up and down Rock Road. And throw up above the traffic light. But I'm gonna put the devil inside me to sleep if it takes all night. So let's get fucked up and let's pretend we're all okay. And if you got something that you can't live with, save it for another day. Alright, save it for another day. I'm sorry, mama, expect a call from the neighbors tonight. All of my asshole buddies are coming over and they've been a little too alright. I'm sick and tired of everyone.
And then you get back to base camp at like 8 in the morning or 7:30, and then we packed up and left around 8:30 and hiked down the mountain. And at this point, Maria's still with us, and I'm worried that Maria is going to follow us all the way down to the very end, and she's gonna stand outside of the van and look at me like, okay, where are we going now?
Yeah, because the tour guide said that the trail dogs usually don't stay around for very long. So we were waiting for her to at some point just lose her, her to go off somewhere, but she would not leave our side.
No. So I'm crying the whole way down the mountain. I'm exhausted physically and mentally, and Maria's just looking at me with her puppy dog eyes, and I am just dreading the moment when I have to decide what we're gonna do with this dog. Thankfully, about 45 minutes to the bottom, she found another couple who fed her, and she went off with them. Thank God. That was like best case scenario. But up until even after that, I just could not stop crying. I could not stop thinking about this dog and how much she like took care of me and how much I needed her in my life. I know, it was crazy. So I was.
She
the
got us
first
through it,
one.
though.
She got us through. I honestly don't know if I would have done it without her. But anyways, I was the first one down because at a certain point I was just like, get me off this GD mountain. Like I was so tired.
Give me a kegger on a Friday night. Give me anything but another year in exile. I need a whiskey. I need a whiskey. I need a whiskey right now. I need a whiskey. I need a whiskey. God knows how many times I've said this before, but I really don't feel like doing this anymore. So hey, let's turn into dirty old men, close down the bar every night with the Glen rockin'. Talk about our grandkids as we stroke our gray beards. Funny we're still doing car bombs after all of these years. Now I know that there are bicycles waiting to ride, but I could swear I heard voices from the other side saying, wait until you see what's in their eyes. And now that I'm older, I look back and say, what the fuck is it for anyway? Those dreams are lying in still.
That's just kind of crazy when you look at it.
Yeah. I mean, no wonder my feet are like throbbing. Oh my god.
What we're gonna do.
You need to stop yawning, man. You're God, you're gonna kill the vibe of this video.